Join Bev Lazar, spiritual mentor, Reiki master, psychic medium, with Shelly Greenlaw, doula, yogi, and intuitive energy healer. Two sisters walking the path of spirit to share their experience and advice in all things energy, intuition, and beyond. The Empath Sisters.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Empath Sisters. This is Bev here.
Hi, it's Shelly.
And today we are so excited for you to join us. We're going to talk about Shelly's experience that she's had recently, well, maybe a couple of weeks now, with her surgery that she went for with her ICD pacemaker. So I know that she had been kind of putting it out there. It was coming up. She was a bit nervous, but not, and then thought she wanted to be put under and was hoping everyone would kind of sense some good vibes. And so I thought it would be a great opportunity for us to check in with her and see how it went. And did she get to be put under? Because she wasn't going to find out till that morning. So yeah, so I thought you could share that with us. And then we're going to also just fill you in on a couple of other little things. And that's what this episode is going to be all about. So who knows what else will come in, but
yeah, that's right. You never know.
We never know.
No, you don't.
Well, we might just squirrel off into 6 other things, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So how was your surgery?
Yeah.
How did you feel leading up to it?
It's
Did you
been
eventually feel calm, or did you feel still really anxious at the start?
Well, it's funny because it's been 3 weeks. I can't believe it's been 3 weeks already.
Post.
Post. Yeah. That I have had it done. And I can't remember what I said before, but I do remember in the beginning, when I first found out when the appointment was going to be, I was a little nervous, not going to lie, of course, because it's like, oh my gosh, okay, it's finally going to happen, that type of thing. However, I don't know. I definitely changed my mindset. I decided to really try hard not to think about it as much, because I literally said to myself, we know the date. Why am I worrying about it now when, it's not even happening yet? And
exactly.
And so I
When
really
you're
did.
just putting all your energy into something that's far away.
Yeah.
When, you can have that energy be with you right now, kind of like pulling you off your center.
Yeah, basically,
Right?
And I mean, there was other things that was going on in between that time,
Yes.
I had come back from vacation, and then I,
That's right.
had to move,
Yes,
move my
you
business
did that.
again.
Yep.
And I also had a grandbaby. So I had a
Right.
lot going on anyway. So I literally was just like, you know what? I
Gotta
don't
be
need
in
to
these
add
things.
more, to my plate than
Yeah.
I already had. And I also wanted to be in the moment, especially with being with my daughter and the new grandbaby coming in. And, I just didn't want to focus on that. And so it did go well. So like Bev said, I really wanted to be put under. Because when I was first told, they told me it was just going to be local, it was just going to be general, or not general, sorry, I found out the difference.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'll explain. And so I really, was told that I would be sort of aware of the surgery. And that was basically where I was really more nervous about and or anxious about. Because I didn't want to be awake. I didn't want to hear anything going on. I didn't want to feel anything.
Yeah. No awareness, please.
No awareness. And unfortunately, at that time, the nurse told me I wouldn't know until that morning that I had the surgery. And so not gonna lie, I probably could start feeling a little bit anxious probably 2 days before the surgery
Yeah.
date.
Yeah.
But I tried my best. I think I did pretty good for myself, like, because I do get overwhelmed and then start getting really, like, physical symptoms, like, not
Yeah.
sick, but, like, physical symptoms,
Creating
and
things. Yeah.
yeah.
When I could imagine too that, probably having this surgery, it's been what, 10 years,
12.
12, 12 years. And so I would imagine it would bring up a lot of possible triggers that were unknown that,
Mhm,
because you've obviously through the years have known of a lot of triggers for yourself.
mhm,
And then
mhm.
it's like, oh, body's going to go through another experience that remembers something before. And
Yeah.
so I would imagine you had to work through a lot of those things that were
Yeah,
probably
to be
speaking to you.
honest, yeah, to be honest, I don't remember doing that yet. Like,
Okay.
which,
With the awareness,
yeah, like,
for sure.
I mean, I really was trying very hard to be very present in everything I was doing every day to not worry about that. But however,
Yeah.
yeah, like, it started to creep up a little bit, 2 days before I started having a little bit of anxiety, knowing that, yes, like, in 2 days or one day, next
Right.
day, it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Um, and that morning, of course, and, like, I definitely was very anxious. I had to be at the hospital at 6:30, so I didn't sleep
Ew.
well,
No,
and
never
yeah,
do.
I was, like, up, pretty much in and out all night, and I just said finally at, like, I think it was, like, 5 o'clock. I was like, "Screw it, just get up."
Yeah.
So, I got up and, because honestly, I was like, "Well, I can always sleep after. It's not a big deal. Just get up." So,
Yeah.
anyway, I got up and I already started having physical symptoms because just how I am. And so then we get to the hospital and uh, yeah, got to the hospital and I went to register and then went up, like, so I had to go on the main floor to register and then go up to the cardiac unit. And
Yeah.
so went up to the cardiac unit and registered myself in. And we probably sat for, like, Dwayne and I sat probably maybe 10 minutes. And the nurse
Mm,
already opened the door and called my name.
nice. Oh, sweet. That usually doesn't happen. It's usually
No,
like
yeah.
you're
And I was
waiting and
like,
waiting.
because they told me it could be 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I was like, okay. So when she called me in 10, like, literally, like, it was 10 minutes, we're sitting there and she calls my name. I walk over and I guess I'm by myself now. Like, Dwayne isn't coming in with me.
Yeah.
And so I walk in and the nurse is like, oh, I'm just going to take a couple of, things from you, like information, and then we're going to get you all prepped up. And that's when the anxiety started to kick in. And I went, oh, okay. I'm like, do I get to, like, talk to the doctor? Because I said, I need to talk to him about, being put under.
Hmm.
And she goes, what do you mean put under? And I went, like, go to sleep because I don't want to be awake. And she goes, well, we don't do that here. And I go, what do you mean you don't do that here? And she's like, well, what
Wow.
do you mean? She's like, do you mean like knocked out where, like tube down the throat and all that stuff? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, isn't that what you usually do when you knock somebody out? Like, I didn't know. And she goes, well, I'm just going to tell you there's two different ways of being put under. Here at this clinic, we do sedation where you're breathing on your own. You're not actually under general anesthetic. General
That's right.
anesthetic is the tube where we have to watch you, you're breathing with the tube. And sedation is where you're breathing on your own,
Hmm.
but you're somewhat, you're conscious, but you're not conscious. It's like being
Yeah.
at the dentist, she said. And I go, well, anytime I've been to the dentist, I've been knocked out. So I go, I don't know the difference, but thank you for letting me know. And she goes, yeah. She says, okay, well, you're going to have to talk to the doctor about that then, because we don't do that here.
Yeah.
And I went, okay. So then she takes me to this, like, area where it's my bed
Yeah.
and she starts to place my, the hospital gown that everybody dreads. And she's like, I need you to change into this. And then we'll get you set up with your IV and what have you. And I went, IV. So then I thought to myself, okay, yeah, definitely going to get some type of sedation.
Yeah.
So then while we were doing that, she closes the curtain, and I did have a little moment right there. I started to say to myself, okay, Shelly, you can do this. But I started to cry because I literally didn't even get to say bye to Dwayne. I felt so bad because I was like, oh my God, they just rushed me in here. I didn't even get to say anything. And so I quickly, get myself together and get dressed. And then I said, I'm ready. And she opens the curtain, and then the cardiologist is there. And the cardiologist comes up to me and he says, good morning. He's like, I'm here to do the surgery for you this morning. And I see you have this, blah, 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 blah. And he's just talking away. And I said, yeah, answering his questions. And he tells me that my surgery could be between 15 minutes to an hour. And I said, oh, okay. And I said, reason why? And he said, well, for one, he said, you've had this device for 12 years and you do have one lead. He said, however, what's going to happen is I'm going to take out the device, put the new one in, and then test your lead to see how much strength is still left in the lead. If I feel that it's good, then I'm just going to sew you back up. And that's the 15 minutes. He said, but if I feel that there's not enough strength in that lead, then we are going to have to two things, either pull that one out, put a new one in, or just put a new one in. And that can be up to an hour. And I went, oh.
Nice to know this today, right now.
I was like, and just the look on my face obviously made him go, so no one discussed that with you? And I said, no, I was just told, you were just going to go in there, remove the battery, put in the new one.
Shock in your
and
face,
we're good.
Right?
Yeah.
He's probably like, oh, damn.
Yeah. So then I went, okay. And he goes, also, just so you know, he's like, you've had this device for 12 years. He said, just so to make you at least, he goes, if everything's fine and we put the new one in, you might have another 12 years, but I will warn you, you may never have he says, like, you're going to obviously have more device replacements. However, he said, there might be a time in your lifetime, because you're young, that you may have to have a lead replacement. But I'm telling you too, that you may never. It might always be fine.
Just planting the seed.
Just letting you know that is a possibility because of your age. And I went, okay. So that was done. And then I started talking to him about being put under, and he goes, oh, no, I don't do that. You'll have to talk to the anesthesiologist. And I went, okay. So then he leaves. Yeah. And then the nurse comes, and she's now going to prep me and get the IV rolling, get it all done.
Yeah.
And I don't understand sometimes when it comes to, and trust me, I love nurses. Please don't take anybody who is a nurse. Please know I am a very, very, like, I wanted to be a nurse. Like I did.
That was her goal.
Yeah, I love everything that you guys do. I support everything you do. However, I just wish sometimes you guys would just listen to the patient. As I said
maybe
to the
lots
nurse,
do. Sometimes maybe there are ones
maybe they don't.
Maybe don't.
I don't know, but like
things.
I just find when especially when it comes to IVs or needles, I know my body. And so I always like to tell them ahead of time, where they can, poke.
Totally. I'm like, I got a real big juicy one right here for you. Let's just not mess around, because I'm a passing out kind. So just take the good one and we'll be good,
Yeah. And like, I do not have good veins. And so I've had to have them like draw blood out of my hand and once out of my foot, because I don't have very good veins, and I know my body.
Yeah.
And so I said to the nurse, I actually asked her first, where are
Yeah.
you placing it? Where are you thinking of putting the
Yeah.
IV?
Because
And she
you've done
said,
this many times
yeah,
before.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, like on the side of the arm, if I can. And I said, okay, I'm just going to warn you, those spots right here. And I was pointing, like at my arm.
Yeah.
I said, those are really, really bad veins. And I'm just going to tell you that they probably won't hold. They'll probably like either roll or like, I
Collapse
can't
or
remember. Yeah, collapse. Thank you.
yeah, no problem.
And so you might want to do it in my hand. And she goes, no, we really don't like doing it in the hand. So we'll probably do it in the
Ugh.
forearm if we
Ugh.
can't get it there. And I was like,
If I
okay.
just happen to pass out in this episode, I'm really sorry. I'm really trying to do my best to stay here.
Yeah, sorry. I know it's probably a lot for you, but yeah. So anyway, yeah, she decides she's going to try on the side of my arm.
Oh
And
God.
yeah, she did not get it. And she
Oh,
goes, oh, yeah.
it's just so frustrating because it just, anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was frustrating. And so then she was like, yeah, you know what? She goes, I'm going to go get the other nurse. She'll come and do your forearm. And I went,
Oh
okay.
God.
So she came and she looks at my forearm and she goes, yeah, this looks like a good one right here. And I'm like, okay. I said, I will warn you. And like I said to the other nurse, they're not great veins. It may collapse and you
Yeah.
may have to go to my other arm. And she goes,
Oh,
okay. So she goes, and all of a sudden she pokes me, and then she all of a sudden was quiet.
oh
And
God.
she's looking and looking and looking and looking. And I'm like, is there a problem? And she goes, no, I got it. It's just, she's like, just one sec. And she's looking. And then, yeah, she goes, I'm so sorry. She's like, I instantly bruised you. Wow. I've never seen anybody.
This is why I'm telling you ahead of
Mhm.
time.
And I said, yeah. I said, yeah, I see that now. And do you know that bruise just went away
Oh
yesterday?
my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, it looked
Gross.
like somebody bit me. Like I have a
Oh,
picture of it. It's bad.
oh, that
Yeah,
sucks.
it
Yucky.
did. It was
Bah.
bad. Yeah. So anyway, so that was that. And then they were able to let Dwayne come in. And so he got to come in and he got to talk with me for a few minutes. And then all of a sudden, the nurse from the OR is right there. She says, you're going in, you're first.
Already.
And I went, oh my God. And so she's telling me what was going to happen when when I got rolled over there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said bye to Dwayne. And next thing I know, she's rolling me. And then all of a sudden, right beside me is the anesthesiologist. And he introduces himself to me. He says, good morning, I'm so and so. I can't remember his name anymore. And he's like, I'm going to be the one that's going to give you the drugs today. And I went, good. I'm like, I have a question for you.
Took me super deep.
Yeah. I said, and he goes, okay, what's that? And I said, so I hear that I could still be a little bit aware. And he goes, and I take it you don't want to be? I'm like, that's right. And he goes, not a problem. I can definitely do that for you. And I'm like, thank you. I'm good now.
Yep. Now I feel perfect. Let's get this done.
Yeah. So then, I get rolled over and walk into the OR and I get laid on the table. They're prepping me, all the things. And then the anesthesiologist says to me, okay, I will be, administrating the drug soon. I just have to wait for the timeout. And so the timeout is, for those that don't know what that means, I'm sure all you nurses do know, but it is when a nurse waits for the surgeon to come in. And when he steps in, then she starts to say my name. So she'll say the patient is Shelly Angela Greenlaw, more information, and then what I'm there for. And then she goes, time out. And that means the clock is ticking. So then that's when it's time for me to get my surgery done. And then that's when the anesthesiologist said, okay, we're going to now, you know, I'm going to give you the drug now. And he said to me, okay, so you're going to start to feel like maybe some warmth or what have you. And I said, no, that's not what I felt. I felt a little burning. He goes, okay, yeah, it could be like that too. So then I said, yeah, I feel that. And then he goes, okay. And he's like, any second. And that's it. I don't remember a thing.
Push it real quick.
Yeah, it was it. That was done. I was done.
Nice.
And then next thing I know, I am back to where I first started.
Mm-hmm.
And I wake up and I am freezing. I am so cold. And I'm like literally laying there, and I'm like literally in front of where they keep all the heated blankets.
Oh, you're like, I need those.
Yeah.
I would be
I'm literally trying to focus to talk, and because like I'm still quite like drowsy, but like I'm trying. So I go, excuse me. Because I see the nurse, she's pulling out blankets, right? And I'm trying to talk, but I'm scared to talk because I think I'm being loud. So I'm like, it's like being drunk, you know? So it's like, so I'm like, excuse me. But she doesn't like help. She walks away. I'm like, oh, and I'm like, I'm literally in my brain going, hey, focus. Like,
get it together. You can do this.
I needed to slap myself. And then finally the nurse is just walking by and I go, excuse me.
A little more life in you.
Yeah. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, so cold. And she's like, oh, yeah. And so she runs, of course, and gets one, puts it on me. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, that feels so much better. And she's like, oh my gosh. She's like, you really woke up fast. And I was like, yeah, I feel good. Like I felt good. Like I could tell, like I, you know, was frozen.
Yeah.
In the area and stuff. And like it was heavy just because of the packaging, like packing stuff that they put on me. And I started slowly coming to life. And she's like, would you like something to drink? And I said, yeah, I would love one. And she got me apple juice, and she said juice and I said apple. And so she gave me apple juice, and I took a couple sips of that, and I started like really like, okay, I'm coming out of this, you know. I'm doing really good. And they were like, okay, would you like to call your husband? Because they did try to tell him out there, but he wasn't out there. And I thought, what? But that's because like I knew, like, because they didn't know like if it was going to be 15 minutes to an hour, right? So he probably thought, I'll just go for a coffee. Yeah, he was
definitely him.
Yeah, totally him. And so she's like, they were trying to see if they could get a hold of him. And I said, okay. She goes, do you have your phone? And I said, yeah, I do. Actually, it's in the closet. And so she grabbed it for me, and I texted him. I said, done. He's like, Jesus. He's like, I
just left.
Yeah, he's like, I literally just left. I went to go get a coffee.
Yeah. Oh.
And so that's when I found out that in my head, I was like, okay, it must have been good that I wasn't that
lead
long.
was good. And
yeah. So that did happen. I did get to talk to the nurse after, and she said, yeah, everything went well. They just had to replace the device. You still have the same lead. You're all good to go. Once you really start to wake up, which we don't let you leave for at least 2 hours. And so I said, okay. And so then I just started getting
hang out
more
there
awake. And hung out there. And then it was like 10 o'clock, and the nurse came and she gave me this sheet and all the stuff that I had to do and take like care of myself and all that stuff. And then she says to me, yeah, and your pacing is on this. And I went, excuse me, I don't have it on pacing. And she goes, oh, well, it says here you have it on pace. And I'm like, I've never had it paced ever. In the 12 years I've had it, it's always been off. And she went, okay. She's like, I think what I'll do is I will bring the cardiologist back to talk to you. And I went, okay. So, because I started getting nervous now because I was thinking, oh my God, like, why is it on? I don't need it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so about 10:30, when he was done all of his surgeries, he came over for a few minutes and started talking to me. And he goes, oh, no. He's like, sorry. He's like, nothing has been changed. He's like, all of your settings, everything that happened in the last device to this one has not changed.
It's exactly
They just
the
write
same.
that. Yeah. He goes, we technically
good.
don't turn off the pacer. He goes, yeah, they may have told you that, but he's like, we never ever do, but it will never pace for you because he's like, it's to the lowest setting ever that
Mhm.
if it did, that's when it would kick in. He said, you and your age, everything. He's like, there's no way it would
No.
ever do it. So you have
Nice.
nothing to worry about. And I was like, okay. But I was like, okay.
Do I really believe you?
Yeah. I was like, do I?
That's a
And he's
Shelly
like,
thing for sure.
yeah. And he's like, no, I'm telling you right now, like, and I even like, even Dwayne was there when we talked to him and he was like, so you're saying like all of her settings that she's had is still the same, like at 200, like all of her numbers that I've known for years. And he goes, yeah, everything is the same. And I'm like, all right. And then he just basically just said same thing about like how to take care, do this, do that. And that was it. And then I got discharged, was ready to go. I was already home by 11:30 in the morning.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So it went well, very well.
Very well.
Did. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
But I will say the first week was very sore for me for sure.
Did it feel
I
like
had a
you
hard
got like
time.
punched or
No,
what does it feel like?
I don't know how to explain what it was like. It
Achy?
just, yeah, like it was like a burning sensation because like they're cutting the nerves, right? And so if anybody knows what that's like, it literally feels like your skin is burning. And so that's what it was like for me. However, what really was bad for me, that was painful, was that it was the tape, the packing tape on me.
Yeah, well, we're so sensitive to tape though.
Yeah, but it's not even just, it wasn't just the tape.
Burns me.
It was put on so tight.
Oh, yucky.
I couldn't move my arm. I couldn't. It was literally like, I wish I could share. I wish I could share all the photos on there, but I can't. But like, I'm not kidding. It was so tight.
Oh.
Even Dwayne was like this to my top of my tricep, like he was like, oh my God, like I couldn't. And so I was able to take the packaging off 2 days after because that's when they told me to take it off.
Oh, okay.
It was such a relief to get that off.
Oh,
it was it was an amazing relief. But I will say the next day when I had a shower, that was not, I forgot what it was like. Especially in the spot. Like you don't realize how much you use your arm and what you put on. Like for me, it was my bra.
Yeah.
The other thing was the seatbelt. Oh my God.
Seatbelt, brush your hair, brush your teeth, eating, grab your purse. Like
it took me an hour to wash my hair in the shower.
Oh gosh.
Because like I'm trying to wash with one hand and everything, you know. Yeah. Well, they wanted me to have a shower so I could soak the steri strips and get all the, you know. Yeah. And so it took me 2 hours to have a shower, do my hair as much as I could do my hair.
Yeah.
I was in so much pain Sunday.
Yucky.
And I was supposed to go back to work Monday. Yes, I know for all those people are thinking, why? But I literally
You're nuts. That's okay. I would have been the same way. You know me.
Yeah, I know.
Help myself. Just get to work.
Well, yeah. And because they told me, oh, I could just go back to normal activities, is make sure that I just didn't lift my arm past shoulder length. That's it. So I was like, okay. So, but I did not go to work Monday. I couldn't. I was in so much pain from Sunday. But I did go back to work Tuesday. And that whole week, I should have taken the time off.
Taking it off. Yeah.
I should have. I was
now you know.
Well, yeah. Yeah. But I will tell you, on the Thursday, I was to take off my steri strips. It took me an hour to take the steri strips off.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Like Bev said, we are not very good with tape.
No.
It was
We are not. Like,
no,
it burns my skin.
yeah,
Band-Aids, tape.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And for me, it like I said, it took me an hour to get it off because the other
It's
side
so
effect that I have, it's so stuck to me.
I know. That's what
They
I
stick.
mean. Like,
Yeah.
I remember having a Holter monitor.
Yeah.
Right.
I just had it.
And when she was gonna put the little leads on or whatever, she sandpapered my skin first before she put the tape on. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, well, I have to like rough it up a bit to like, so it will, I'm like, no, you don't have to, it will really stick to me. She's like, no, this is what I have. I'm like, no, you have no idea what you're doing to me. Like, again, she didn't listen and believe me. And yeah, she did it anyway, and it stuck. And when I went back after a week, she couldn't get them off. And I was like inflamed red all around every spot. And I was like, I'm telling you, like, I have a reaction, and like my skin, I don't know what it is. It just,
totally. And that's so yeah, like I'll explain. I just had the halter this past 2 days ago, and I'll tell you. Okay, so hold on. So yeah, it took me an hour to do the steri strips because when I was peeling it off, trying to peel it off, you could actually see the glue stretch
it's
from
like,
my
no,
skin.
stay to Shelly. I know it's awful.
Oh, it was so painful.
That's disgusting. I hate that stuff.
So that was the only part, really. And it's been going good. Like I've been very well. It's been good. Well, like it's healing well. He did a pretty good job, like in the incision. Like it's been good. It's just.
So did they go over the same incision spot from the first one? Oh, see, that's what makes me feel wheezy.
Yeah,
it's
they
just
have
like,
to because that's where the pocket is, right?
I know.
So
why didn't they go above it just a little bit?
No,
the thought of like
they did the same.
Is just, it's just, I don't know what it is about it, but
this
entire episode is I'm feeling very dizzy. I feel nauseous.
Well, I'm proud of you that you're still here.
I know. I'm like, keep it together, focus on your breath. This is what you can do. It's like, oh my gosh.
But they went over the same thing, and it's been good. It's been healing well.
That's good though.
So I'm
happy for you.
Yay, I'm happy for me too.
Years.
But I will say, like, the only still, like, I'm still healing, obviously. I know it's only it's been 3 weeks, but however, seatbelt still kind of
a little bit
still tender. Still tender. And then, like you were saying about the halter, I literally just had the halter 2 days ago, or actually yesterday. I think it was yesterday, whatever day we were at. But anyway, same thing. She was what happened for me though was she was like, I have to do an ECG first. And so that's when she saw how those things stuck to me. And
it's true. She's like, whoa.
Yeah, she was like literally, she was literally like,
you're a mutant. You're not like the rest of them.
She's like, oh my goodness. I'm like, I'm like, they stick to me like crazy. And she goes, okay. She's like, she goes, normally I sandpaper. She said the same thing. She said, normally I sandpaper, but she goes, I won't, not on you. I'll just put them on. So she put them on, but then she goes, but I have to do this though. I'm so sorry. But she had to tape over the thing because she just was worried, like if they fell off. Right.
They won't.
And I know they don't, not on me. And me so either. Anyway, same thing. I had it on, and then I went to go take them off, and
I feel like
I know
what that feels
and
like.
I still have this like, thank God I only had to wear it for 24 hours. I couldn't imagine doing it for a week.
I did.
But the circles, like where the pads are, they're totally, like, I'm totally burnt. Like it looks, I look like I'm burnt.
That's what happens to me too.
So I have those too. And then like I couldn't get the glue. Like I was trying to get the glue off today, and I still have a little bit still I can't get off. And I've been
Try the
using like
lemon
lemon.
oil.
I just was
Yeah.
gonna say,
Down.
I
Maybe
know.
some like dish soap. I don't
I
know.
tried that too already. So
Jeez.
I just have to wait a little
Alcohol?
bit and then no way I'm putting alcohol. Just gonna try it out. No, I'll just keep at it. But yeah, so I totally hear you on that. But yes, so everybody
Glad
sorry
it all
for
went
this
well, though.
long, drawn out, whatever, but it went
Yeah.
well. I'm doing well.
Yay.
Yeah, it went
Back
very
to
well.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Glad to
as
hear it.
normal as can be.
Yeah. What is normal,
Yeah,
really?
exactly.
No,
What is
just kidding.
normal?
Oh
Yeah,
my
so I
gosh.
was very grateful,
Awesome.
and I will say, probably 2 days, maybe 3 days after my surgery,
Mhm.
I'm gonna answer your question now about what it triggered.
Mhm.
And what it did trigger me was quite a few things. It actually triggered a lot of gratefulness,
Mhm.
a lot of yeah, just a lot of appreciation, to be honest. I really got emotional for like a couple days. Even my husband was
Mhm.
like, "What's wrong? Like, are you okay? Like, are you in pain? Is that why you're crying?" And I'm like, "No, it isn't. I might get emotional on here."
Yeah.
um
Why do you say sorry? I
that's
know.
what we
I don't
do.
know why people do that.
We
They
just do
cry.
that.
Sorry.
But for
Why
me,
are
it's
you
like,
sorry? You're crying.
for me, it was because I got to be here for an extra 12 years.
Yeah. Mhm. You're probably grateful because they have these devices,
Well,
that has also
to be
allowed you to
honest,
be here for
no.
12 years. Well,
To be honest, like I never really wanted the device in the first place.
no, it's true.
However, I understand why I have to have it and all that, and I get it. But
Yeah.
for me, it's for me, it's just because, like I said,
Mhm.
I got to be here for another 12 more years. Well, and I
Yeah.
hope to be more, of course, but
Yeah.
to experience a lot of things in those 12 years.
Yeah. And you've done lots in the last 12. Became a grandma
I
and
Exactly. That's what
well,
I
no
mean.
me,
Like I
but
got to see all my kids graduate. I got to see 2 weddings,
yeah.
grandchildren.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've had some bad in there too. And like I even appreciate those because of course if we don't have them, we don't grow. But
Yeah.
at the same way, like I was yeah, emotional about it because I
Mhm.
I am grateful for every day that I wake up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's just that realization again, right? The
yeah,
perspective comes in, even when we go through certain experiences or grief, like when we
yeah,
lose somebody,
yeah,
it really puts things into perspective again, right? Just that
yeah,
reminder
yeah,
of what is important to you, what are you
of
grateful
course.
for? And that's something that I do every day in my journal is that I write that I'm grateful for all my
Mhm.
experiences, whether they're
Yeah,
good or bad,
that's
because
right.
they're all experiences that are for my growth and my learning and I need them.
Yeah,
And it's usually the not so great experiences are probably the best experiences I've had. Like they've taught me
yeah,
so much and have been so important in my life.
mhm,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, they're not fun at the time for sure, but
of course
I'm still
not.
grateful for them,
Yeah,
because it's pushing me to be a better person in whatever way that is. So,
yes, and
so yeah,
that's what happened. And so to answer
yeah.
your question, it didn't happen before. It literally happened after. And
Hmm.
um, you know, and like I'm grateful for, yeah, like all of the things that I am able to do now.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
And do the things that I love to do. And even meet new people and
Hmm.
help other people. And so like that really hit me hard.
Yeah,
And
it's
not
awesome.
that it doesn't like, don't get me wrong.
Of
Every
course
day
not.
I do wake up and I am very grateful for being alive and breathing
Yeah,
and awake.
me too.
But at the same time, sometimes you forget like how grateful you can be,
Hmm.
when it comes to um just things that were triggered. And like, I'm still grateful for the day that it did happen. Like I say this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The day that I collapsed and had my outer body experience, that day is my lucky day. I don't consider it a bad day. And I still am so grateful for where it was and how it happened and all the things. And I still think about it all the time.
Yeah.
And so it just, yeah, like what you said, it just brings back that perspective again of like, okay, so this is why and what happened and what I'm learning from and what I'm grateful for. So
just like hitting a
yeah.
milestone almost, and you get to like reflect, look back,
Mm-hmm.
and just like where you were then, and then all of a sudden like your life flashing in the last 12 years of all the things you've experienced, good, bad, what you love, like just how much you love it, how much you've grown. Just there's so many things that come forward, and that's very emotional because they're all experiences, you know, so it's a feel thing. So yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So that's to say, like I said, to answer your question is that's what happened. And so, yeah, I still like obviously still get a little bit emotional about it, but that's just because I'm going through all the emotions and what have you. But like, I really, truly am grateful for everyone that, crosses my path, who is in my life, who is my family or my friends. And
for sure.
Yeah.
It's good. It's awesome. Thanks for sharing your story with us.
Thanks for
and your
inviting
experience.
me. Thanks for holding on.
Yeah. That too. Yeah, I was really doing my best. I was like, "Get together for Shelly. You can do this. Stay present. Focus on your breath." Like all these things are going through my mind as I'm trying to listen to you. And then I could catch myself trying to distract myself because it's like, you could pass out. Look over here.
Yeah.
Just do this. Come back, Yeah. So surprised I made it through that.
Me too. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Proud of you too.
Thanks. Yeah. So in saying that, we also have other really awesome news. We have a retreat in June.
We did announce. Yes.
Yes. And officially we are sold out. We are super excited about it. We cannot wait.
I literally can't wait.
I know it's going to be amazing. It's going to be so much fun.
So fun. I already want to plan another one, I'm like, that one's sold out. I'm ready for the next one. Let's plan another one too. I just want to like, connect with so many people, and it's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, because I do have some people already saying like, when are you gonna have the next one? Because they couldn't make it to this one. And so hopefully we will have another one. And
I think 2 is kind of what our plan is. 2 more. Maybe one here again in Saskatchewan, one in Alberta, or whatever we can kind of figure out or do. Whatever. We'll let you all know.
Yes. It might not even be this year. It could be next year. We don't know. We don't know. But
it's very true.
And it might be somewhere else. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Keep you all on your toes until then.
Yeah.
But yes, we are very excited. We're very honored for all of those that have been able to join us on this retreat, and that it's the date and everything has worked out for them. We're very excited to join in a lot of like transformative healing fun weekend in Manitou. So it's gonna be so fun. And I'm really excited my sister's coming back here. So I mean, that's always very exciting for me. So I'm just like, I said that last night to Chris, I'm so excited for June to come. Shelly's coming back, so.
Well, I appreciate that. I love coming, and I really can't wait for it, because I think it's going to be
so fun. I'm just so excited. Really looking forward to it. So we thank you all so much for your interest, your questions, and you
always
can keep asking
us.
Just supporting us
and supporting us. Like I really, I shouldn't say I'm going to even speak on Bev's behalf. We really appreciate, all of your support, and always, just following along with us. Like we just love it. It's so much fun. And we just, we are very much grateful for each and every one of you. I know we say that all the time, but we really mean it. And from the bottom of our hearts, we really do. Yeah,
we really do.
Really do.
It's amazing we have grown the followers we have,
right?
You know,
Yeah.
Just thinking like, oh, maybe just like a couple handful of people will listen
right?
to us,
Yeah,
and stick with us and our
Mhm.
squirreliness and whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just grown and grown, and that's
Yes.
just so amazing. And we
Mhm.
just, we
Yeah.
love it. And we love sharing
We
all our
do.
stuff with you guys. Like, we're pretty open books, Shelly and
Mhm.
I.
Yeah.
And so it's just nice to be able to connect and share and teach
Mhm.
and hang out. So
Yeah.
so thank you so much, everybody.
Yes,
We really
thank
appreciate
you.
you listening, following,
Yeah.
commenting, and
Mhm.
coming along for the journey.
Yes.
And thank you for tuning in today and listening to the Empath Sisters, and allowing Shelly to share her experience with us today. So we
Yes,
are
thank
sending you all lots of love and light and gratitude wherever this may find you. And we hope that you all take care
Yes.
until the
Take care,
next time.
everybody. Till next time.
Yay.
Bye.
Okay, bye everyone. See ya.